Well, welcome everybody once again to Shira B'Tzibur. It's the fourth time we're doing this, and I'm so glad that so many of you keep coming back. And for our first timers, it's wonderful to have you as well. I hope you enjoy today's program. I'm joined once again by my wonderful co-host, music instructor, music aficionado, knower of all things Israeli music, and a great source of knowledge, information, and trivia, Shirley Cohen, who is here along with her daughter, Julie. We'll get to them in just a moment. First of all, I want to remind you that if this program, if this community, if all that we do makes a difference in your life, we would very, very much appreciate it if you would become a member of myisraelimusic.com. Help us out and help us continue to do what we do. Go to myisraelimusic.com/membership. And to sweeten the deal a little bit, for those who haven't yet done just that, we're going to start a series of monthly Zoom get-togethers like this one, but different from this one, where we're going to connect a little more deeply with each other and a little more deeply with all aspects of Israeli culture. We're talking about Israeli food and Hebrew language and different places of interest in Israel, and of course, more about Israeli music. We're going to start it off tomorrow night. We're having a lot going on this weekend. Tomorrow night, Monday, June 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to have an Israeli dance party with New York City Israeli dance instructor Rina Rinkowicz. If you would like to be part of that, all our members should have already gotten the link to that meeting tomorrow night. If you did not and you'd like to join us, please go to myisraelimusic.com/membership, become a member, and you will be in. All right, that takes care of that. So I'm going to shut this off for a moment and welcome Shirley and Julie back to our Zoom room. Thank you guys so much for continuing to enlighten and entertain us. And I will turn the program over to you. One more thing, when the screen is back up and the slides are back up, you may need to move the faces of people on Zoom around so that you can see everything that you want to see on the screen. I apologize. There's only so much real estate that we have, but we hope you enjoy. Julie, the floor is Shirley and Julie, the floor is yours.
Thank you. And Josh, I'll edit this part out. I'd like to say my hair is wet because I just had some summer fun in the pool, but just had a root beer explode in my face. So I'm fresh from the summer shower. So you can edit that part.
Wardrobe malfunction, so to speak.
To say the least.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be cleaning up the puddle of root beer in the kitchen later on. All right. So welcome. Thank you all for coming to spend your Father's Day with us. Happy Father's Day. Thank you to Josh for sharing his stage and his platform. Today we have songs with the theme of summer and summer activities. We're going to start off with a traditional campfire song. Many people like to enjoy campfires on the beach or in the forest. And we have the song called Finjan. And it has been translated, the word Finjan, as coffee pot. And you see the picture there, that's the special kind of coffee pot that traditionally in Israel you put on the fire and you heat the water for the coffee. But actually I learned that Finjan is actually the term for the cup that you drink the coffee out, but Israelis have kind of transferred the word onto the coffee pot. This song, the melody is based on an Armenian folk melody. Chaim Hefer is the one who wrote the lyrics. He came to Israel when he was 11 years old. He was one of the founders of the Chizbatron, which was the Palmach entertainment troupe. So that was the precursor to the Israeli army entertainment troops. And that's really, these entertainment troops were of great cultural significance in Israel. For many, many years, a lot of the popular singers in Israel got their start in these army entertainment troops. And so Chaim Hefer was instrumental in getting the ball rolling. He wrote many, many song lyrics for major Israeli performers. He wrote the lyrics for Casablan, the music and stage show. Alrighty, there's a starting it out. הרוח נושבת פרירה, נוסיפה קסם למדורה, וכך פגישות ארגמן, בהשאלה כקורבן. האש מהבהבת שירה, מלבלבת סובב לא סובב רק פינג'ן. Now we see if you're Israeli or American. Americans sing la 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 straight through generally, and the Israelis will kind of pick up the sovevlo sovevlo. So I'll sing it the American-ish way first, and then the Israeli-ish way will do it again. La 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 la. Let's go back and do it again for the beginning. הרוח נושבת קרירה, נוסיפה קסם למדורה, וכך פזרות ארגמן, באש יעלה כקורבן. האש מהבהבת שירה, מלבלבת סובב לא סובב הפינג'ן. לה 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 לה. La 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 la. Sovev lo sovev, sovev lo sovev lo sovev lo sovev a finjan. There was a joke and a long time ago in Israel when David Levy was one of the cabinet ministers, and I think they've told this joke about other people too, but I remember it being about him. And supposedly David Levy was riding on an airplane with a companion, whoever that was, and all of a sudden the door to the airplane opened up and they got sucked out and they grabbed onto the wing, and David Levy and his companion, they're holding onto the wing and holding, and it's so scary, and the pilot realizes what's going on and he's trying to land, but they haven't landed yet. And David Levy's companion said, I'm so scared, I can't take it anymore. David Levy says, okay, let's sing a song. Haruach noshevet krira. What happens next? And it's like a compulsive clap there, and they're holding on for their dear lives. So I guess, yeah, so that's the joke. Moving right along. Our next song, the theme here is summer weddings and also wearing white. We wear white for Shavuot, is customary, especially in Israel. The bride wears white. We have a holiday later in the summer called Tu B'Av. Often, traditionally, people wear white. It's a very, very charming song. It was written in 1985 by Naomi Shemer. There's a lot of recordings of this song, but there's a joint recording with the Dudaim and the Parvaim, the two guy groups with the guitars. That's just magnificent. You can look it up on YouTube. Just the harmonies are really rich, and it's just so classic Israeli. And the song was inspired by an article that Naomi Shemer saw in a fashion magazine, and it said, "This summer wear white." And so she decided to write a whole song about it, but make it into a romantic song. Because she had really good memories from her childhood, from the occasions where she would wear white tops or white dresses, whatever, like for special occasions. And actually, she was really fond of wearing white. So you may see in pictures, quite often she's wearing a white dress. All right, we got to find the key here. Is that too low? Is that too low for you?
Might as well go a little higher.
A little higher. Okay. בקיץ הזה תלבשי לבן, תחשבי מחשבות בהירות, אולי תקבלי מכתב אהבה, אולי נעשה בחירות. אני אבחר בך והביטי בחרי, וביחד נהיה לרוב. אם בקיץ הזה תלבשי לבן, ותתפללי לטוב. אני אבחר בך והביטי בחרי, וביחד נהיה לרוב. אם בקיץ הזה תלבשי לבן, ותתפללי לטוב. בקיץ הזה תלבשי לבן, וככה תצאי לבלות. בקיץ הזה נעשה חתונה, והיא חלקך עם הקלות. אני אבחר בך ואבי תבחרי, וביחד נהיה לרוב. אם בקיץ הזה תלבשי לבן, ותתפללי לטוב. אני אבחר בך ואבי תבחרי, וביחד נהיה לרוב. אם בקיץ הזה תלבשי לבן, ותתפללי לטוב. נצא מן הדת בקיץ הזה, ואחר כך נדע שלווה. יקרה לנו נס בקיץ הזה, אם רק תלבשי לבן. אני אבחר בך ואבי תבחרי, וביחד נהיה לרוב. אם בקיץ הזה תלבשי לבן, ותתפללי לטוב. One more time. אני אבחר בך ואבי תבחרי, וביחד נהיה לרוב. אם בקיץ הזה תלבשי לבן, ותתפללי לטוב. Michelle, you've never heard this? Oh, is she on the phone? Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with that one. It's just beautiful, beautiful song. Really, you should look for it on YouTube. Alrighty, Zamar no dead. People like to hike in the summer and wander around, so we have this nice little hiking song. This is by Naomi Shemer, one of the most influential and beloved Israeli songwriters. It was recorded in 1957. I think it was her first album, and it was among her first songs. It was recorded by a group called Batzal Yarok, or Green Onion Band. It describes a happy wandering singer, and this was one of Naomi's first big hits, and she was so excited about it, and she wrote a letter to her mother, and she said that she was out on the street and she heard a guy singing the end, the hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah part at the end, and she was just so incredibly thrilled. And also, that kind of shows, if you think about it, I like to talk about how Israeli music is just so interwoven with Israeli life, and the fact that here she is, this songwriter, and she hears this guy singing it out on the street, it's pretty cool. Alrighty, let me find our key. I think that should be it. Alrighty. הדרך ארוכה היא ורבה, רבה. הדרך ארוכה היא ורבת הדר. כולם הולכים בדרך עד סופה, סופה. כולם הולכים בדרך עד סופה המר. אבל אני לבד צועד, sorry. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. ושרני, שירי זמר נודד. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. אחד נשא פניו אל הזהב, זהב. אחד נשא פניו אל הזהב הטוב. שני מצא ילדונת שתאהב, תאהב. שני מצא ילדונת שתאהב אותו. אבל אני לבד צועד. הללויה, הללויה, הללויה. ושרני, שירי זמר נודד. הללויה, הללויה, הללויה. קולי איני רוצה לי בית עם שדה, שדה. איני רוצה לי בית עם שדה ירוק. כי כוס חרי כולכם אשר עונה, עונה. כי כוס חרי כולכם אשר עונה בשחוק. קולי השיר, אבל אתם לא הד. הללויה, הללויה, הללויה.
עבור לשיר שאין לו הד, הללויה, הללויה. אילן בצד הדרך עד ישחיר, אילן בצד הדרך עד ישחיר מאוד, קבוע פנסים בכל העיר, קבוע פנסים בכל העיר הזאת. אבל אני לבד צועד, הללויה, הללויה. ושר לי שירי זמר נודד, hallelujah, hallelujah, and there's a little ending, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
And there's loads of nice recordings of that song, including you can find on YouTube Naomi herself actually singing. Galshan is our next song. So people like to go to the beach in the summer. Some people even like to surf. And Donnie Sanderson, who was probably the driving force and one of the founding members of Kaveret or Poogie, wrote this song. It's kind of a tribute to the Beach Boys. I don't know if a lot of you know, but Donnie spent his teenage years in New York because his father was working there, and he went to a high school for performing arts, and he had a chance to sort of soak up all the American music. His parents were American, but they had made Aliyah. This was his tribute to the Beach Boys. He actually, it's very interesting. If you listen to the catalog of his music throughout the years, you'll see that he likes to imitate a lot of different styles. He created his own style in Kaveret and in some of his other groups, but he does some really neat stuff. He actually used this word Galshan, surfboard, and actually the word was not approved by the Hebrew Language Academy until 10 years later, which I thought was kind of interesting. I don't know how many of you know, there's a Hebrew Language Academy that actually creates and approves of new Hebrew words, or like renews Hebrew words. Like they had to make up a word for recycling because there was no recycling in the Torah that I know of. So it's I love the Hebrew language. I love what they do about it with it and how they create new words and concepts. Another thing I wanted to say, so this was written in 1982. So I want to just sort of, Israeli music, like sometimes you can separate it into specific categories, and sometimes it's kind of on a continuum. So a lot of the songs we're singing today are kind of oldies, but some are more oldies in terms of like they're more pioneering or folk or, you know, about the land of Israel, and some of them are just like pop oldies, and they sort of bridge the gap between folk and pop, you know, depending on who created them and how they were created and how they used. So and Israeli music is constantly being revitalized. So you'll see later on we'll be singing Erev Shel Shoshanim, and that's a pretty old song, but it was renewed in 25 years ago when Jane Bordeaux got together with Yisrael Gorin to do a renewed recording of Erev Shel Shoshanim in honor of Israel's 70th birthday. So things come back. All right. What key are we doing here? I don't remember what it was. Is that okay? Alrighty. Yom bahir shemesh en shum ananim, ani vekol החבר'ה אל הים נוסעים. לקחנו את האוטו, הבנו כבר שם, כשלחוף נגיע נוציא את הגלשן. שוב אנחנו ניגשים, רוכבים על הגלים, הנה בא עוד גל גדול, זהירו רק לא ליפול. מחוף בת ימן הרצליה, זה רק אני והגלשן שלי. מחכים במים שיבוא הגל, אם הוא לא גבוה אז לא
זזים בכלל. רוח מנשבת והים גועש, רק לזה חיכינו, אפשר להיגלש. שוב אנחנו ניגשים, רוכבים על הגלים, הנה בא עוד גלגל טוב, זהירו רק לא ליפול, לחוף ביער, הרצליה זה רק אני והגלשן שלי. שמש כבר סוכת והיום נסגר, כל אחד בבית עצוב שזה נגמר. זהו סוף החופש, שוב ללימודים, אך לא יהיה בית ספר אם יש בחגלים. שוב אנחנו ניגשים, רוכבים על הגלים, הנה בא עוד גלגל טוב, זהירו רק לא ליפול, לחוף ביער, הרצליה זה רק אני והגלשן שלי. רק אני והגלשן שלי.
Looking for the notes. All right, we're moving on to, drumroll please. Let's see the next slide. Oh, Lamidbar. All righty. So this is again lyrics by Chaim Hefer. He wrote it for the Chizbatron for their third little concert tour. The melody was written by Sasha Argov, who wrote many Israeli melodies for. It says here he wrote about, he made Aliyah when he was 20. He wrote about 1,200 songs, but he never made a living through his music. He worked as a bank clerk for a while. He had a bookshop, but I guess it was kind of his hobby, and he composed all this music. This particular song, Lamidbar, has got like a real kind of pioneering spirit. We're including it in summer songs because it's about traveling, and Israelis like to travel both abroad but also in their own country. And back in the 40s, it was still a really fascinating thing for the people who are emigrating from the European countries and from America to be in a country where there was a desert like this. If you sing in a Jewish choir, chances are you sang a choral arrangement of this. All right, ready for the lyrics.
לך לך למדבר, הדרכים יובילו, ליתרם ולכחי אל המדבר, שוב נחזור, הצוקים יוריעו, שמש תלש על אור, שוב תזרח עלינו למדבר, ארץ לא מים, אוהד אדמתי שבנו אליי, למדבר, ארץ לא מים, אוהד אדמתי שבנו אליי, ארץ מלוכה רוח וזב, הלוחמים חזרו, הוקסה אל המדבר, ארץ לא מים, אוהד אדמתי שבנו אליי, למדבר, ארץ לא מים, אוהד אדמתי שבנו אליי. Let's do it again. לך לך למדבר, הדרכים יובילו, ליתרם ולכחי אל המדבר, שוב נחזור, הצוקים יריעו, שמש תלש על אור, עוד תזרח עלינו למדבר, ארץ לא מים, אוהד אדמתי שבנו אליי, למדבר, ארץ לא מים, אוהד אדמתי שבנו אליי, ארץ מלוכה רוח וזן, הלוחמים חזרו הקסר למדבר, ארץ לא מים, אוהד אדמתי שבו אליי, למדבר, ארץ לא מים, אוהד אדמתי שבו אליי.
Josh, can we take the slides down for a minute? Because I just want to see if I'm missing anything in the chat. 105 degrees. Well, Jason, that's desert, isn't it? Oh, great. Global warming. Okay. Yes, this does have a really fun dance. Model lesson. Was that? How cool. Very cool. All right. All right, we're good. Okay, the next song that we have here, we can put the slides back up. It's called BaDarom. This was actually one of the first Israeli partner dances that I learned. This song was written in 1974. It was recorded by a group called Trough, Lamidbar, Storm in the Desert. There's not much information on them. I looked, and I'm a pretty good researcher, and I couldn't really find very much. So I guess it was just like a one-off recording. There's more than one recordings of this, but the original was by the Trough Lamidbar group. So it's from 1974, and I was really surprised to learn that because it really does kind of have an old feel. Like it has an old feel. Like the lyrics are very poetic, like the old songs from the 30s and 40s. The melody kind of fits in with not so much like a Mizrahi, like not so much a Middle Eastern melody, but it kind of reminds me of the same kind of minor melody that you'd find in there's the song Shir Ha'emek that I really like. It kind of would fit in with that, but it's from 1974, so go figure. Alrighty. Let me just find a nice key here.
הקשיבי ילדה אל השקט, רק הרוח רוגש, הביטי ילדה איך השמש, שולחת מבט של אש. כאן בדרום החם, שקט של אין אדם, כאן בדרום החם, צבע השמש לעולם. כאן בדרום החם, שקט של אין אדם, כאן בדרום החם, צבע השמש לעולם. פרק קדמות וצחיח, צוק ועמק טרשים, קרקלות עד שלא תצמיח, זו ארץ שבראשית. כאן בדרום החם, שקט של אין אדם, כאן בדרום החם, תבהר השמש לעולם. כאן בדרום החם, שקט של אין אדם, כאן בדרום החם, תבהר השמש לעולם. רוגע דומם ים המלח, באור שמש נוצץ, בלילה אל מול הירח, שחור ולב רובץ. כאן בדרום החם, שקט של אין אדם, כאן בדרום החם, תבהר השמש לעולם. כאן בדרום החם, שקט את שלן הדם, כאן בדרום החם, תיבר השמש לעולם.
All right, as I mentioned before, we come to Erev Shoshanim. The song is from, I think, about 1945, 1946. No, wait a second. Sorry, 1957. Okay. Moshe Dor was a lyricist. He was a poet, a writer, author. Yosef Hadar was the composer. It's about a loving couple hanging out in the grove. There's a lot of songs, a lot of love songs, talk about young lovers walking in orchards and groves and things. So this definitely fits in with that theme. Many people recorded this song. The first two people were Yafa Yarkoni and Miriam Avigail. The Judaim did it, the Parvarim did it. In fact, this was the Parvarim's first big hit. And Sharona Aaron, who's David Brose's mom, did a gorgeous recording of this. And in fact, he just started performing this in his most recent concert tour. He's doing a tour for the 40th anniversary of the album Haisha Sheiti, and he's also incorporating some old songs from his career. This is actually one of them, and he does a tribute to his mom. I just posted on the Israeli Music Community face page the link to his performance. It's really soulful. I encourage you to visit the Facebook page and take a listen. So here's something interesting about this song. If you listen to the earliest recordings, and if you listen to David Brose's recent recording, you listen to the chorus, and it's Laila yored le'at ve'ruach shoshano shva. The original melody goes Hava elcha shlach shir balat, and all of the early recordings do that. And then for some reason, in more recent decades, people have started singing that part Hava elcha shlach shir balat, kind of the way the first verse goes, and you'll hear when we sing it together. And I don't know why the change happened. Maybe, I know most Americans seem to sing it that way. Jane Bordeaux, when she just recorded it with Israel Gorin, she did it that way as well. I was kind of surprised because he was one of the originals, but he sang it her way. And then when David Broza just sang it, he did it the original way. So however you sing it is fine. Nobody will hear you. Nothing's going to clash with anything. This is a folk tradition, and this one is, I would definitely say this is a folk tune. And what happens in folk traditions? Folk, the definition is either it's something that's been passed down through the generations, or it's like the music of a particular people or country. And when things get passed around, sometimes melodies get changed a little bit, and there's nothing wrong with that. But with many of these songs, you can see like a piece of sheet music that you can, track back to the original form, and then you kind of just have to decide you're going to stay true to the original, or you're going to sing what you sing. Is this a good key for you? You okay?
D minor.
Is it?
We said D minor.
Did we? Well then. Is that D minor?
That's out of tune. So
Is that D minor? There we go. Thank you. All right, enjoy.
Erev shel Shoshanim, נצאנה אל הבוסתן, מור ושמימו לבונה, לרגלך מפתן. ערב של שושנים, נצאנה אל הבוסתן, מור ושמימו לבונה, לרגלך מפתן. לילה יורד לאט, ורוח שושן נושבה, הבה ילחש לך שיר בלט, סמל של אהבה. לילה סמל של אהבה. שחר הומה יונה, ראשך מלא צללים, פיך אל הבוקר שושנה, כתפינו לי. Sorry, there's a vowel mistake there. שחר הומה יונה, ראשך מלא צללים, פיך אל הבוקר שוש. The translator is right. כתפינו לי. לילה יורד לאט, ורוח שושן נושבה, הווה אלחש לך שיר בלט, סמל של אהבה. לילה יורד לאט, ורוח שושן נושבה, הווה אלחש לך שיר בלט, סמל של אהבה.
So a lot of these song lyrics, as Josh can tell you, it takes a lot of work to put these lyrics and slides together. And sometimes when you search for the lyrics, you can't find it with the dots. So you have to put it into a website and then go through it with a fine-tooth comb and look at every single vowel and make sure it's correct. And that looks like it's the one vowel that I missed. So, but all is good. Alrighty, BaPardes liad HaShoket. This is a great, great Israeli dance. This song is from, I'm looking for the year here. I don't have it. All right, but it's from recent decades. This is, the lyrics are by Yoram Taharlev, who passed away last year. The music is by Nurit Hirsch. Yoram Taharlev wrote lyrics for many, many, many Israeli songs. You should read about his life. It's very interesting. He wrote the lyrics for the Arik Einstein song. He wrote the lyrics for many, many great things. Nurit Hirsch started out when she was really young composing. She's composed over 1,600 melodies. She's written songs. She's written music for 14 films, for musicals, for stage plays. She's written music for TV series. She has 6 books out of song collections, 16 CD collections. Her most famous melody is Ose Shalom Bimroma. She's, I don't know, maybe close to 80 years old, I'm not sure, but she looks really young. I think some of us heard her speak in the last year or so, and she's just a really, really great lady. And she did a phenomenal job with these song lyrics. You'll see when we go through the slides, the English, there's so much drama in this song. And Yoram Taharlev, when he wrote the lyrics, just an incredible, incredible rhyme scheme there. It loses a lot in the translation. Like from the first line, the guy hit the ground running. It's BaPardes liad HaShoket, Sela bayim via rocket. And it's like shoket, when you translate it into English, it's trough, or like watering trough. And it doesn't sound very romantic, but here we're in the grove, the orchard again, the young lovers. Well, they're not walking there right now, but he really did a great job of rhyming things. My favorite line is Im tit'i v'shuv tavoi od ahavatenu poi. Okay, so it's if you make a mistake and come, because she apparently left the guy who's singing. If you make a mistake and come, our love will still be here. And it doesn't sound as, cool in English, but it's just wonderful in Hebrew. And Nurit Hirsch, just like the second part of this, the B part of the song, it's like, if you would come back, we'd still be walking barefoot in the sand. And she really does a magnificent job with this. I guess it's about all I wanted to say about it. Really great song, really great dance. All right, and a little tough to play. And I was too busy washing up. You can edit this, Josh. I was too busy washing the root beer off my face to practice this. So if I lose a couple of chords, please forgive me. I was gonna put it together before I came on. Okay, good enough. All right.
BaPardes ליד השוקת, צל 40 וירוקת, וציפור שותה. אשכולי תלויה עדיין בין החורף והקיץ, ואני כמותה. עוד אני פוסע לחפש אחריה, אהבת חיי. ואני יודע תמה העונה, תמו נעוריי. במרום חמה בוערת, אבל פה עמוק הערב וכמעט הסתיו. אם תטעי ושוב תבואי, עוד אהבתנו פועי, ואני כמותה. ואני איתה. עוד אני פוסע לחפש אחריה, אהבת חיי. ואני יודע תמה העונה, תמו נעוריי. צל על ריח מים, צל על נחל המישור. בין 40 עוד נשוב השניים, יחפים בחור. עוד אני פוסע לחפש אחריה, אהבת חיי. ואני יודע תמה העונה, תמו נעוריי.
All right, I think we've had enough of that one. All right, happy Father's Day, Abba Sipur, Dad, tell me a story. I think I'm starting a tradition in these sessions where I like to include at least one lullaby, and I really, really love this one. It's appropriate for Father's Day. It's also appropriate because it talks about pardesim, orchards, sets kind of a pastoral scene in one of the verses. You should look for videos of this, and there's a really nice one that's animated that I really, really love. The lyrics were written by Yehonatan Geffen. He passed away a couple of months ago. He was the lyricist for a lot of David Broza's songs. He was the one who wrote the book, the poems and the stories, Hakeves HaShishasar, the 16 Sheep. He wrote many, many songs for many, many artists. And he wrote this one for his children, Aviv and Shira. You might have heard of Aviv Geffen. He's a big Israeli pop singer. And in fact, if you look on YouTube, you can see there's at least 1 or 2 video clips where Yehonatan and Aviv are doing this together. And Yehonatan really doesn't sing very much. Frankly, I don't know if he can carry a tune, because mostly he just recites his lyrics, and then Aviv does the singing or whomever. It's a very cute storyline. This is from 1975, by the way. Really popular song. There's many, many video clips of this. A lot of them are for kids because it's a kid's story, but it's really charming, and I think maybe some of the kids might miss the humor. I also saw that Keren Shemesh recorded this, and it looks like it was recorded for an Israel Memorial Day, a Yom HaZikaron performance, just because of how the stage looks. And if you don't know about this, there's almost like a parallel liturgy for memorial occasions in Israel that's made up of popular music. Like we have our Jewish prayers, and then when they have these mourning occasions like the Holocaust Memorial or the Memorial Day for Fallen Soldiers and Victims of Terror, they have a lot of ceremonies and performances, and they take popular songs and sort of repurpose them into memorial songs. And it looks as if she was singing this song for one of those memorial performances. And there's other kids songs that I've seen that have been, and pop songs that have been used in these occasions. All right, so take a look at the English because it's really, really charming. I mean, to me, it just sounds like the kids are like, come on, Daddy, tell us a story, and he just makes up the goofiest thing ever. Okay. Does anybody know this? Can you put in the chat? Does anybody actually know the song? Really? Oh my gosh, you're missing something. Don't take it from me. Really, look for the videos, and I can even post it on the Facebook page. Really, really great song. I don't do it justice. All right. Yam kachol veshamayim shte sirot shelia hadayad yored lamayim ורוכב על קו של דג אל האוצר, כפר ירוק בין 40 פרדסים ושדות, העיקר חוזר לבית, מנשק אישה יפה וילדות. אבא סיפור לא יכול לישון, ירח מסתכל לי בחלון. עוד מעט אני אהיה גדול יותר מדי, אז אבא עוד סיפור אחד ודי. I'm gonna change the key here. שלגיה, סינדרלה, הדובים ישנים, ואולי זה רק נדמה לך, מי יושב על הכיסא שלי אני. אבא סיפור לא יכול לישון, ירח מסתכל לי בחלון. עוד מעט אני אהיה גדול יותר מדי, אז אבא עוד סיפור אחד ודי. יום אחד, this is a punchline, בן המלך יחפש לנסיכה, יחתן הצפרדע, והכל נשאר בתוך המשפחה. Definitely look this one up. Lynn, you might have heard it if you came to the session that I did when Josh was out sick. And I did a session on songs about go to sleep, don't go to sleep, stay up, I can't sleep. So that was a really great theme, and I'm pretty sure I played that then, but I'm not sure if you were in that Zoom or not. Alrighty. Finally, I'm just gonna put my guitar down for a second. Hold on. This is our last song. Can we just see the gallery again for a minute and just, how's everybody doing? We're good?
I'm having a great time. I don't know about everyone else, but you're doing a great job, and I hope everybody's having a terrific, terrific time.
Great. Okay. All right. And again, thank you for coming on Father's Day and spending time with us. All right. Our final song for the day is Keren Shemesh. We finally get to do Keren Shemesh. Summer, sun. Nobody wants the sun to go away. We have these nice long days, great weather. This song was so wildly popular. It's about a year old or so, Josh. A year and a little bit. It was on the Israeli hit parade charts for a long, long time. Many artists did cover versions, like they re-recorded it. There's a TV show called Eretz Nehederet that's sort of like the Saturday Night Live kind of one of the shows like that in Israel. And Claire shared with us a really funny song parody where the guy did it as a weather report. It was very, very funny. And Benaya Barabi, who's the singer, and he also co-wrote the song. Oh yeah, there you go, Michelle. We'll send you some sun. He actually did a parody of it on a drive time radio show and sang for Keren Peles, whose name kind of sounds like Keren Shemesh. So yeah, Benaya Barabi wrote it together with Avi Ochayon. He's written hits for many Israeli songs. He actually collaborated, if you know the song Resisim that Keren Peles wrote, he actually collaborated with her. Just stylistically, it's very repetitive. It's simple. It's not typical Israeli style. It's very charming. It's cheerful. It's light. And we have a special guest here. Julie's gonna help us out. Alrighty. What key are we in? Okay. Are we ready? Go.
What temp just?
אל תלכי, קרן שמש, לא ניתנה לנו היום. למה את מסתתרת עננים בכל מקום? אל תבכי כמו הגשם, לא חבל על הדמעות. יד חמה מבקשת לחבק אותך שעות, אשים שירים שאת אוהבת. תן לך יום להירגע, אני נמנח שאת צוחקת ככה אליי. תגידי מה את מבקשת, שלא יהיה לי שום תירוץ. כשאין מילים את מתרגשת ככה אליי. תחייכי, זה יפה לך, זה עושה לי את היום. אם פתאום את נרדמת, תחייכי גם בחלום. מטוסים בשמיים, אנשים על רכבות. אל תבכי, קרן שמש, זה הזמן שלך לחיות. אשים שירים שאת אוהבת. תן לך יום להירגע, אני נמנח שאת צוחקת ככה אליי. תגידי מה את מחפשת, שלא יהיה לי שום תירוץ. שאין מילים את מתרגשת ככה אליי. אל תבכי, קרן שמש, קחי לך בית אחרון. איך תמיד את אומרת, ניפגש עם אור ראשון. שים שירים שאת אוהבת. תן לך יום להירגע, אני נמנח שאת צוחקת ככה אליי. תגידי מה את מבקשת, שלא יהיה לי שום תירוץ. כשאין מילים את מתרגשת ככה אליי. Yay, Julie! It was Julie's ukulele debut.
It was terrific.
That was great. I want to thank you both so much. A real crowd pleaser at the end for me. I love that last one. Thank you. If you want to reach either of us, either myself or Shirley, you can, our email addresses are below. And I want to thank everybody so much for joining in on the fun today. I want to thank Shirley and Julie for, wow, another amazing performance. And I learned a lot today, a bunch of songs that I hadn't heard before, and some that I just know and love. We're going to do this again very soon. So watch for the next one. And thank you all so much.